minus 10 seconds and counting.
It's Thursday. My goodness gracious. Happy Thursday, everybody.
I don't know how many times. My money is on Maddie wrecking the song already. It's not going to be the Friday song because it's Thursday. We always forget. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys have had a good week so far. We've got TikTok, we've got Facebook and YouTube.
We even got Insta, which, guys, Insta is now seeing all of BBQ Pops and the Temps camera angles. So let us know what you guys think about that.
And let us know if you are on Instagram and TikTok, if you could hear us okay. TikTok, just so you know, we're planning on having it so you can see all the different camera angles. Hopefully next week. TikTok does not make that easy for us, unfortunately.
Guys, BBQ Pops is on it, though. We got Brooklyn Davison in the house over on Insta. We got Mike Garrett. We got Noble Premium Bison. They're saying looks awesome because they're watching over on Insta.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing?
Hey, Uncle Steve. Hey, Farrah. Hey, Barbecue Mama. Hey, Bat.
Hey, Shane. How's it going over on TikTok? He's saying, hello, ladies. How's it going?
Hey, Shane.
Happy Thursday. Not happy Friday. It's almost Friday. TGIT.
TGIT doesn't have the same ring, guys, but we're going to work with it, all right?
It's Friday Eve.
TGIT sounds like it could stand for something else, but I don't know.
No. Hi, Kathy, over on Instagram.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, Scott.
Hey, everybody. It's Thursday. We're going to have a lot of fun with you guys today. We're in the grill studio. And before we even get going with the show, we have to acknowledge who got first on the grill. Mr. Bat 13.
Congrats, Bat. He was up early today, and he got it fair and square, followed by someone named Robert almost got it. Then Grandpa Barbecuer, that's Paul, and then HT was in the house. So, guys, it was anyone's game today, and Bat got it fair and square. So thank you, Bat 13, for always tuning in early.
He's the reigning champion.
He certainly is.
HT's commenting on how summery we're looking. It's about 35 degrees here in the grill studio.
It's a hot one.
And we've got the kettle fired up, so it is extra steamy. Shane's saying great weather for fall. Yes. Does it feel like fall?
It
but
doesn't.
I'll take it.
It feels like summertime,
Yeah.
But let's be grateful, guys. Let's be grateful. We got Maddie joining on Insta. Hey, Maddie. And we got Disastrous Effects saying, hey, ladies, I made another one. Yes, we're happy that you're here.
You know what's weird about us having to switch from Thursday to Friday? We catch some people that can't make it Thursday. So
exactly.
It's kind of good because some people...
Robert is one of those. Robert Bass, he actually tuned in. He was up early and commenting already. And he said, yeah, I'm glad you guys are on a Thursday. So it's kind of cool that we're switching it up.
Yes. Hi, Gary. How are you? Everyone's saying hi to Barbecue Mama in the chat.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Karen. We got Scalen Taylor. That's our barbecue sister, Karen, in the chat. And did I see CJ was it? Yes, CJ is in here. Hey, CJ.
Hey, CJ. How are you?
All right, guys. We got a locked and loaded episode for you guys today, like we always do. I think we say that literally every single week.
Yeah, we do.
But, guys, we got to kick the show off the way that we kick it off every single Friday and now every single Thursday. Well, not every Thursday. It flips and flops.
Yeah.
I'm the one that needs to know that the most.
Seriously. Every other Thursday, and it is Thursday today, it's time for the Thursday song and dance. It says Happy Friday. Don't get it confused. You still have to work tomorrow, everyone. Here we go.
Do we?
I don't know.
Okay,
Here
let's
we go.
do this.
Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have the same excitement as a Friday, though.
It kind of still does. I drove here today thinking it was Friday, so it's all a state of mind, guys. It's all a state of mind.
It's Friday Eve. We're going to have some fun.
Yes.
It's Friday Eve. Maybe some of you have Friday off. That's perfectly fine with me. I wish we did. Guys, if you are on TikTok and you're wondering what we are looking at here, you can't see that we're streaming on every single platform. We have multiple cameras here in the grill studio. So if you do want to see our angles right now, click our link in bio and it will take you right to YouTube.
Guys, do it. You'll want to do it because you want to see all the different angles that we have today, as well as we have another very special guest.
We do,
that we're going to be bringing in today. Fritz Frank is here. Fritz Frank, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Fritz Frank.
We came to another awesome episode. It is going to be a delectable one because, guys, guess what we're making today? That right
Look at
there.
That.
It's beautiful.
Look at how spectacular that looks. Fantastic photography.
Absolutely
Let's just pat on the back for the photography. We're making Noble Premium Bison Marsala. It's a vintage classic, but updated, made better with bison. It's going to be spectacular. If you have not had Marsala, if you've not purchased it and made it into a dish like this, you're going to want to pick some up.
You definitely, to me, that's like a pantry staple.
Yes.
Even though that technically could go in your bar, even if you don't drink alcohol, this is not really something that people consume a lot. They use it in food, in recipes a lot.
I found it surprising. On the bottle, it says dessert dry wine.
Yes, because you can have it after. It's very sweet, but that's why it's going to pair perfectly with some Noble Premium Bison today. Now, guys, on that note, I think it's time to welcome in our guest because he actually is a real life bison rancher. How cool is that?
Super cool. His name is Robert. We have the privilege of meeting him, and we've had a lot of people send in questions for Robert because we are talking about bison today. But if you're watching right now and you have some spur of the moment questions, we want you to ask those too because let's face it, who has a more interesting job than Robert?
I know that is
Very few people.
I'd say that's top 10 coolest jobs.
Super cool. So welcome to the show, Robert. Thank you so much for joining us, Robert. How are you?
Hey, really good. Thanks. Thanks for having me on here.
Okay,
Thanks so much for
first
joining
of all,
us.
Could we give a round of applause to Barbecue Pops and Robert for sending in those photos? And that video was super cool.
Very, very cool.
That was awesome.
I love this photo here with the cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
It is pretty darn cool. I love a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what, guys? We met Robert, and with the first time that we ever met Robert, he was wearing himself a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not wearing one right now.
Yeah, I should be having one. I
Yeah.
guess it's bad manners to wear a cowboy hat inside. That's what my parents always
Okay,
told me.
I figured.
Interesting info. You guys, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Robert's a rancher and a gentleman. He's not going to do that.
Not surprising, but Robert, we are happy that you're here today. Before we get to our questions, I actually want to talk a little bit because you own RJ Farms. It's a bison ranch in Canada. So I want to know, Key and I want to know what makes bison ranching different than farming or ranching other types of livestock.
Yeah, we get that answer, or we get that question asked quite a few times. The big difference is bison are a lot different than cattle. You can drive coast to coast and see a cattle ranch from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, and they're a lot different. Our bison ranch, the bison are such a low input animal to start off with. Like they don't, we care for them, and we go out our way to make sure they're comfortable and they're fed and they're healthy and everything. But for the most part, they're just such an easy keeping animal, especially in the wintertime. They're built for this environment.
I think that's super cool. That's very interesting. And I remember when we actually met you last year at Agribition, we learned, so we have these t-shirts that Noble has sent us that whenever we wear them, we get a lot of comments about them that say, they actually say on them, don't pet the fluffy cows. And Kia and I were like, oh, that's interesting.
Why not?
Yeah, I wonder like why you can't pet the fluffy cows. And we learned that you cannot pet them because they are actually very aggressive. So I found that to be interesting and a complete different type of thing than other livestock.
Yeah, it's more like respecting their space. Like they are calm, and I can go out and walk in amongst them with us and the kids if we're doing a pasture check or setting out mineral blocks or setting out hay bales or something. But it's just being in their personal space, and it's the same as being around. Like you wouldn't go up and pet like a random dog that you see in the park. So that's kind of how I equate it to. Like you just got to respect their boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So Robert, why bison? Are you a multi-generational bison rancher, or did you choose to ranch bison all on your own?
No, we're a multi-generational ranch. This is my wife's parents' ranch. It was started in about 1984, and they began raising elk out of all things. And we're successful with that, and then they transitioned into bison probably about 20 years ago now. I think it was about 2004 when they switched over, and then my wife and I got married in 2007, and that fall we were given a chance to come down here and try this bison ranching thing out. So we've been doing this for 16, 17 years now.
Wow, you
That
are
is
so
so
lucky.
cool.
So many people want to be doing what you're doing, but they don't have that in their family. They don't know how to get started. So consider yourself very fortunate. That is a very cool job.
Yeah, no, we're really fortunate to be working with a great animal. Like in a lot of ways, it's almost a lot of bison producers joke that it's almost like having we're talking about dogs. It's almost like having a therapy animal with you. Like they're just such a spiritual animal in that, and you can whether it's their wildness or how pure they are, I guess that's something that you can go out there, and sometimes it's just nice to go out and check our pastures early in the morning and take my Yeti full of green tea out there and just sit and watch them, how they interact with each other, even how nature interacts with them, kind of our own ecosystem here.
Okay, what a way to start the day. A Yeti full of green tea, hitting the bison ranch and starting your day like that, you're going to have a good day.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, we're lucky that we've got this opportunity to do this, and it's maybe not as cool as being like a fighter pilot or a fireman or an astronaut or having like your own online grill studio, but for sure it's probably a top 10 list of professions a person could do.
Hey, I think that's super cool.
I do too. I think it's awesome. I think it is up there with fighter pilot in terms of like the levels of cool. I think it is.
Okay, so do we want to hit Robert with one of the questions sent in from viewers before we get cooking?
Okay, yes, Robert, let's definitely start with one. And then, we got to get the show on the road when it comes to the recipe, because we got a lot of hungry people around here, okay?
We certainly do.
So the first question that was sent in by Traeger Beerman 82 is, what is your favorite part about being a bison rancher?
Yeah, I get asked that one quite a few times, and like I said before, just being out there with the animal, just kind of interacting with nature. We manage. We're not only like caring for animals on our farm, but we're caring for like our environment too, as far as having making sure we've got sufficient grass for them to eat, or clean water, or like a safe place for them, and just watching all the other spinoffs, especially this year. It's really interesting, like the amount of bald eagles that we have here. I think we've probably counted over a dozen different individual birds.
Oh my goodness!
Different plant species that we see out on the farm, and that is really cool. That's one of the things that's really neat. And then working with our family too. Like we're like a family farm. It's myself and my wife, and our kids are getting to the age where they're a lot more help right now too. Our oldest, Riley, is she just turned 15 here in August, so she can go out there and help us bale hay and drive tractors around and help with processing. So that's the really fulfilling part too, is at the end of the day, if you can work with your family, that's pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and honey, I think that you would agree with me. Farm girls rock. Okay,
They do.
They are a different level of strong.
Yes.
Riley's out there doing hay at 15. Like, that is impressive and so cool.
Yes, absolutely. And that does sound like an extremely rewarding career in so many different ways. I would have to agree with you, Robert. These animals are a sight to be seen.
They are.
When we were over there, it's like they do have such a presence to them.
They do. It's like, yeah, you don't want, like Robert said, you don't want to invade their space. You want to respect their space. And they can obviously be a little bit feisty, but they also have like a calmness to them too. So they are a very unique animal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, being eye to eye with them, and just seeing that vibrancy, or that life, that sparkle in their eye is a pretty cool feeling.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Robert, thank you so much. We will go ahead and bring you backstage because we got to get cooking. This Bison Marsala is not going to make itself. Thank you so much, Robert. We will talk to you in just a little bit. All right, honey, we got to get used to start chopping.
We got to get rolling. And guys, if you do have more questions for Robert, because some more did trickle in, but we have our 4 here. But if you have any questions for Robert, feel free to put them in the chat. And we will ask him, because when do you get the opportunity to talk to a real life bison rancher?
And same with TikTok. I know TikTok could hear the interview, which is fantastic. Great job.
You guys could?
They could hear it. Great
That
job.
is
BBQ Pop.
amazing. Yes.
Awesome. We couldn't have that
Little
for so
steps,
long.
guys. You'll be able to see them eventually too.
Yes, so eventually we're gonna have it so you can watch the interview as well. But
It's like half podcast, half video over here on TikTok.
it is.
That's
We're like,
cool.
it's probably weird seeing us looking a different direction, but then hearing Robert. But we're gonna figure it out for you guys too. But if you do have questions for Robert that you want us to ask him, please let us know. Write it in the chat, and we will pass them on to Robert.
Leave it to BBQ Pops, guys. We knew that he would be hooking us up. Now we got Marianne in the house. She's saying she needs a new cowboy hat. Guys, cowboy hats look good, I feel like, on anyone.
They do.
They
It's like-
instantly make everybody look better.
Yes. Okay. So I see Smoke and Joe's got a question as what's Robert's favorite cut. So we're going to bring him back in a little later. And I'm curious about that as well. Matt's going to get started chopping on our mushrooms.
I got some shroomies here.
I want them
because
sliced. Like,
I'm gonna go
thinly.
very slice
thinly.
Oh, I was gonna give it the old chop.
No, I want very thin slices, and I don't know if Matt's going to listen to me, but we're going to see if we can.
We'll see, everybody. We will see.
Okay.
It's Thursday. Anything could happen.
So the cut we are using today is the Noble Premium Bison Inside Round Bison Steaks. So because we need to pound these very thin for this recipe, I've gone ahead and done that because I want to protect everyone's ears, and that's a very loud process, and
It's loud and rather enjoyable as well.
Yes.
Get out your frustrations, just hack away. The more you hack away, the more tender it gets for this particular cut.
Yes, but I did want to mention that what I like to use, and this is really up to you because everyone is different, and I'm not here to tell you what to do, but my favorite tool to use in the kitchen when you're making like thin cutlets of any kind is just a good old-fashioned rolling pin. If you have one of these, although I was told that these are super old school.
He breaks it down Nana style. Let's call her Nana Kiki.
Yeah, like I don't know if
Nana Kiki in the house, everybody.
I don't know if everybody has these anymore. I thought this was like standard in everyone's kitchen. But I don't have a I don't own a meat mallet because I actually prefer this. I actually prefer using this. Get yourself a good one. And then all you need to do is get some parchment paper, fold it over top of the steak, and then use your rolling pin to pound it out super thin until you get, this is the thickness that we're looking for here. I'll show you how thin.
Oh my goodness, you really took it down.
Very, very thin, but I will let you know. So these 2 steaks in particular that I took out of the package earlier, they were on the really thick side. So what I did is I actually cut them down the center in half and then pounded them out. So I ended up having 4 pieces.
Oh.
Because they were
expanding one package.
Yeah, because they were super thick. They were like an inch thick.
Buddy, that is phenomenal.
So yeah, now we've got 4 cutlets ready to go.
Instantly, that feeds an entire fam.
Yes, exactly.
That's a really great tip.
All right,
we got Mike Bierman in the house saying hi, Maddie, Kiki, Mama, and Papa. And for some reason, he's deciding to exclude the temp. I don't know if the temp's going to stand for that. We got Janimal in the house. Hello, Janimal. And HT, we love you, HT. He's throwing us a super chat, a $20. Is it a super chat or a super, like they're super stickers? I don't know what it is, but HT, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you, HT.
Here's to Thursday.
We've got Janimal in the chat.
I just said that. I said, hey, Janimal.
Oh, I missed him. I was putting away our stuff. I missed that Janimal. See, we haven't had Janimal here in a while. We got Darren over on TikTok. How's it going?
We got Hansy's Pit saying, I use a mechanical, oh, he's getting fancy.
Oh.
I use a mechanical tenderizer first, then pound it. It's easier and thinner. Okay, so James is going that extra step. He's saying use the mechanical one and then take it even further. If you're doing James's method, then you could probably get 6 out of these.
You probably could.
Or maybe 8.
This was super easy to do. I kind of cut, in order to get them equally thin, I kind of cut them like a bagel, if that makes sense. Like I cut them and then turned it and cut them and turned it.
Yeah, but that's a good way to make sure that you're cutting evenly.
Yeah.
Instead of going like that?
Yes.
Because sometimes that doesn't work.
Yeah, they were so thick. Okay,
I hear you, buddy.
My next tip for dredging, which makes it super easy, whenever I'm breading anything in flour. I get so annoyed with how it gets all over the place. So this is my favorite little tip. You guys heard of shake and bake? I love me some good shake and bake.
Who hasn't?
That's basically the premise that we're going to use here. We've got some flour. We're tossing it into a bag. We're going to do ourselves our own homemade shake and bake. And we're going to just add in, you can season this with salt and pepper if you wanted to, but like we always say, we're going to use a barbecue rub. We love the savory spicy one from Cluck and Squeal. This is one of our favorite ones. And we're just going to toss a little bit in the bag as well.
Guys, we got Ergo Chef Knives in the house saying, do the bison steaks have a strong flavor? Only ever had a blended bison burger. Interesting. Hello, shout out to Ergo Chef Knives. That's probably Mike watching. Hello, Mike. I would feel like bison does not have a strong flavor. It has a unique flavor because it's a unique animal, but it's really, really delicious. And in particular, I feel like it's going to pair perfectly with the Marsala that we have today. It's sweet. It's very sweet.
Bison has a very lean protein, but the flavor itself comes from the meat and not the fat. So that's something to keep in mind. It is very, very lean.
I wonder if that's why Mike said that he had a blended burger, possibly maybe a different, more fattier meat mix in there.
Maybe.
But I love a good straight up bison burger.
Okay, so we
have to do one on that. We haven't done a bison burger in ages.
We haven't.
Yeah, I could totally go for a bison burger.
Okay, so we've got our shake and bake mixture ready to roll here.
Okay, so are you just claiming that it should be called like Kiki? What could we call it? That's like not shake and bake. Kiki, shake and Kiki. Shake and Kiki works.
Well, this is all we need to do is add the bison in here and shake it up. And then I like to do them one at a time to make sure that it's nicely well coated. And then, I like using gloves I don't like a huge fan of gloves, especially like for the home cook. But for something like this, you're gonna end up breading your fingers, so. And then look at, perfectly breaded, ready to roll. So we're gonna do all 4 of them. And I love how thin these are. That's what's gonna give you that incredible texture.
Yeah, buddy, that's looking absolutely spectacular. Now, I think I did see, that was Fritz Frank saying he used to be hard on the temp, which a lot of people are, guys. A lot of people hate on the temp for whatever reason. He's a target. But Fritz Frank just said ever since he discovered that the temp is not a Buffalo Bills fan, he's cool with him now. Okay, so they bonded apparently over that.
Okay, so it does not get easier than this, guys. Look at literally just shaking it up. And you could do this on a plate if you want. I've seen some people do it on like paper plates.
That's what I do. I thought, you know how you always call me the dredging or the batter queen?
Yes.
I feel like you're taking my title, buddy. I feel like you're taking it.
I just feel like this is so much easier. Because I also, like, I know that someone in the comments is going to come at me about the fact that it's a bag, and you could use a container if you wanted to. Same thing and shake it.
James is coming up with something better than shaking Kiki. He's calling it shaking Longo. I like it. I think that's a keeper.
I love that. Okay, so, and you need a lot less flour than you think, too. I think a lot of people would think, like, oh, when you see this recipe, if you go on the Noble Premium Bison website and you see this recipe, there's only a 1/4 cup of flour to all this bison, but that's because they're just lightly dredged. You don't need a ton of flour in here.
Now, I have just noticed something about our friend Robert Johnson hanging out in the green room. Guys, he's not disappointing us. He took the notes that everybody has sent along, and he's put something on for us. Let's bring him onto the show, okay? Robert, yes, buddy, yes.
Round of applause for the cowboy hat on Robert. There he is. And inside, well, that makes us feel really special.
We're making a little, it's just for the show. It's just for today. It's an allowance for the show.
Yeah, that's right. It feels good to have it on, actually.
Robert's like, I'm complete now. I love it. Okay, so Robert, we did have some more questions come in. So while we have you here looking dapper in your cowboy hat, so Ergo Chef Knives is asking, do you feel that bison is at all gamey tasting?
No, not really. Like our bison are fed really well throughout the year, and they're out on grass pastures during the summer months and basically all year, I guess. And then we supplement them with a bit of grain in the wintertime, just so they've got work with our nutritionists and just make sure they've got enough energy in their diet and enough calories. Basically, so it would be the same thing as us having a warm bowl of oatmeal in the morning, just so we get a few extra calories throughout the day. So just the way they're fed, I've never really experienced like gamey taste. Maybe if you were to go out and go hunting for one, like people associated that with like a wild animal, like a deer or a moose or an elk, but then their diet's a lot more variable. When you think about it, they're eating maybe some willow branches or some leaves, and that's where you're going to get that taste or that texture that transfers over into the flavor profile.
I think that's really cool, and I definitely agree with you. I would say I don't feel like it tastes gamey at all.
Yeah, and like when we have people over or different like our neighbors, we sell some bison to them, or I recommend that they go to the grocery store or Costco or wherever to get it too, for people that live further away from us, but people that try it are just amazed at that taste and that texture of it, and how it tastes. Like I always say, if you like beef, you'll love bison.
Yes, I totally agree with that. We cook with bison at a lot of the live events that we do, and it's always the same reaction. People are like, oh, I've never tried it before. They're a little bit hesitant, and then they're like, hey, that looks really scrumptious. I'm going to try it. And they're like, oh, that's good. We're like, yeah, you just got to try it once to love it.
Mm-hmm. Now, Robert, while we have you, I'm curious to know, what is your favorite cut?
Are you taking, okay, Smokin' Joe asked that. You're asking
No,
on
but
myself.
I'm saying I thought that before
Smokin' Joe, this one goes out to you, and apparently Kiki as well. We're all curious.
Yeah, the easy answer is you can't go wrong with like a really good ribeye steak. I've got the luxury where we've got like an entire deep freeze of bison cuts and that, but maybe my favorite is a steak that maybe isn't as high profile as a ribeye, but that's a really good New York strip. I really like a nice thick cut New York strip. They're all good. Like I guess the obvious answer is all of them, every cut of the animal. But the New York strips are probably my favorite to cook, whether it's on like the propane barbecue or else like on our pellet smoker. It's a really versatile cut too. Like you can have it like a traditional steak, or else you can cut it up into strips and make like a steak salad with it, or a stir fry. Like it's one of my favorites.
I think we're really going to convert you on the inside round after today, Robert. I think you're really going to, the next time someone asks you that question, I think the answer is going to be inside round.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, that sounded more like I'm telling Robert that's what it's going to be, but that's all right. Now, Robert, while we also have you, we have somebody named Shane. I think Shane hopped over from TikTok. They're saying, can you ride a bison?
Okay, it looks like Robert might be frozen. So we will go ahead and put him backstage, see if Barbecue Pops and the Temp can fix that, and then we will bring him back on.
All right, because I think I know the answer to that. But Shane, I love your question. Guys, keep them coming. Keep them coming, okay?
Hi, Mike over on TikTok. Mike is saying bison has less cholesterol and calories. Mike, we appreciate you hitting us with some facts. That is absolutely right.
Mike, you know what's up. That's actually very true. And Marianne said bison has a lighter taste. Very good descriptor, Marianne. I completely agree, because Marianne and Fritz Frank are both huge fans of Noble Premium Bison.
Yes. All right, so we've got our steaks all nice and dredged up with the Longo Shake and Bake, as we're calling it.
Shake and Longo.
Oh, Shake and Longo, okay.
Shake and Longo's a keeper, James.
Okay. Okay, Robert has just let us know that his computer is restarting. Okay.
Okay, guys, we're on Starlink and Robert is on Starlink, so let's hope that we can get him back, okay?
And guys, we have experienced that as well. Why, when you're trying to go live, your computer's like restarting in 5, 4.
You're like, all right.
You're like, all right, we're going to take this opportunity to do that. Okay, so I'm going to get our pan on the grill. And we are cooking these over direct heat. We've got some lump charcoal ready to roll. And I've got a pan here that is not a cast iron. It's just a regular pan that is grill safe. And I'm going to go on a limb here and be the first one to say this very unpopular opinion. I am not the hugest fan of cast iron.
Oh no.
I-
Oh no.
I'm gonna go there.
Barbecue Pops is gonna pull your audio. Okay? Cast iron rocks, okay, buddy? However, the fact that I think that one just looks cool and it doesn't have like the long handle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the long handle on our cast irons.
Me neither.
I hate that handle.
Cast iron is all right. Obviously, you can't get the same.
Is there a little backtracking there, pal?
No,
little touch of backtracking.
You can't get the same level of crust.
Kathy's booing you. Kathy's booing you.
You can't get the same crust that you can get on a cast iron. I get all that stuff. But and I know there's some people that are like diehard cast iron fans.
James saying, "Oh no, you didn't."
I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna be the first one to take a dive and I guarantee you there will be other people later being like, "Oh, you know what? I felt the same way, and I'm so glad Kiki said it first because now I can say it."
There's gonna be like 2 members, pal. 2 members. Farrah saying cast iron definitely takes some work to get it to cook perfectly. Okay, Farrah is kind of having your back here. She's saying, Kiki, I get it. It does take a little more work to get it so that it is non-stick and also the cleanup. Okay? Tom's
yes.
Food Factory is suggesting that Key gets replaced, okay? Who would fill in for Key's position? Apparently you gotta like cast iron, okay?
All right, so I've got some avocado oil in here.
Guys, Robert has just texted us as well and said my computer's restarting. He will be back in a jiffy.
All right.
Okay, Robert, I'm glad. Oh my goodness, Whiskey Jessie is with you, Key.
Yes.
You got another one for the club.
Whiskey Jesse is my boy. I knew he would be on my side.
Okay, look how hot that wasn't even on there for long, and that like is so sizzling already.
Yeah, so we're kind of like shallow frying these, and we've got avocado oil in there first. You might be thinking butter's gonna add a lot more flavor, but it will burn. So we're gonna do avocado oil first. Take these out. Tom.
Oh my goodness, Tom, guys, Tom's Food Factory, our friend Tom is saying, next week it's Maddie and the temp, and I'm telling you right now, Barbecue Pops is not gonna allow that because he only allows on-camera people to be Buffalo Bills fans, okay? And we just made it quite clear the temp is not a Buffalo Bills fan, so he is not welcome on this show, okay? So apparently in order to be Key's replacement, you gotta like cast iron, you gotta like Buffalo Bills. That really dwindles it down, okay? It really dwindles it down.
All right, sorry. Okay, so we've got our bison cooking away. Check that out, look at how beautiful those look. Since they are super thin, they will cook very, very quickly. So we just want to keep our eye on them, and because we are cooking over direct heat and we've got some screaming hot lump. Is that overkill? Probably. Do we need to add as much as we did?
Do
Probably
we use
not.
lump at every chance we get? Yes, we do. Okay, and is the aroma gonna waft up and flavor the that bison? Yes, it is. Okay.
Now the most important step to this dish is probably what's happening right now. You want to make sure that
spectacular.
You want to brown the bison. Do not rush this step because.
Oh my goodness, the aromas. Oh my goodness, the aromas.
Hey guys, does that not smell spectacular?
Okay, it does. It is smelling fantastic. For anything fried, like shallow fried rocks, I feel like you use less oil. It's less of a cleanup. It still tastes delicious. I like a shallow fry.
I'm glad that I'm actually wearing an apron for once when I'm frying something because I don't often, and then I end up wrecking everything I own.
Good point. Now, we have somebody named Scotty Hobbies joining us on Insta, and Selena. Guys, if you are in the Canada region, I want to know, have you had Noble Premium Bison? And if so, do you know where to get it? Okay, because that's like, I think that's the #1 question we get. Where can you get it? Even though we've been saying it for literally years now. Head to noblepremiumbison.com. They have a tab that says where to buy. See, look, Bert, noblepremiumbison.com. You can find where you can get it. You can get it at Sobeys. You can get it at Costco. You can get it at Longo's. You can get it there, okay?
We've got the one and only Dougie saying hello from Toronto.
Hey, Dougie.
How's it going, Dougie?
Have you tried bison before? Because I feel like we always say whatever recipe we're talking about is a great gateway recipe, but this one really is. Okay, Robert is saying, I hope you stay on Thursdays. See, some people prefer it to be on Thursdays.
Oh, yeah, guys, look at that beautiful crusty exterior.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, TikTok, click the link in bio. Head to YouTube. You're going to want to see what this looks like.
We've got Mussy saying hello from Wasaga Beach. How's it going?
Wasaga Beach. Cool. Shaner is saying, okay, now I'm really hungry. Shaner, what time is it in your neck of the woods? Because if it is lunchtime, we apologize.
Cooking and other stuff, also from Toronto. Very cool. Or if you're from Ontario, as we say, Trana.
Trana, yeah.
Trana. It's from Trana. Love
Okay,
it.
guys, Robert is actually officially back in studio, okay? We're glad that he's back. Robert, let's bring you back on. That was actually a quick restart. We're glad you're back, Robert. We didn't want to miss you.
Oh, he's in a different location now.
Yeah, I had to abandon the one in our office and come out to the kitchen computer out here.
Uh-oh, don't you just love technology, Robert?
know.
Happens to us too sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah, we
glad
just
to
got
have
to
you back.
We're happy that
roll
you're
with the
back,
punches.
Robert.
Yeah, you guys can hear.
You got it with internet and live programming. You got to just roll with it. Okay, now, Robert, we're going to hit you with our next question, which I found this one to be really interesting. This is from Makeup and Wine TO. So this is somebody who's from Toronto, I'm guessing. What is the most challenging thing about being a bison rancher? I'm curious to know that as well.
Yeah, I think we can kind of see what happened here the last couple of minutes. Is sometimes like we like to say crap happens, and it's just being like you're working with a wild animal that's got a wild instinct, and you've got all the variables of weather and other people's schedules and that, and that's maybe one of the more challenging things recently is just being able to like kind of roll with the punches and pivot. Just if you have a breakdown with something, then you gotta stop and fix it. Or if you have a rain day, rain is a good thing. We need lots of above average rainfall to grow enough grass for our animals. But then it's got its other side effects too. So that's maybe the most challenging thing is just sometimes you're working with a whole bunch of variables.
Well, I think that's awesome because you're right. I feel like being flexible is a life skill that comes with experience because there are so many things about ranching that you're not in control of that if you don't make friends with flexibility, I think it's not going to go well.
Yeah, and just be prepared to one minute I'll be I was over at a neighbor's place this morning visiting with them about buying some feed for the animals for the winter, and then I came home and I'm on an Instagram cooking show with two celebrities, and then this afternoon I've got a meeting. I'm on our local municipal council here, so then I've got a meeting this afternoon too. So like I said earlier, I wear a lot of different hats over the course of a day or a week.
Okay, that's literally many different hats in the course of a day. That's a lot that you have going on. And Robert, we're grateful that you took time to be with us here on the show.
Now, my question to Robert is, Robert, have you ever been bit?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or hurt in any way?
And that piggybacks on Shaner's question, which is, can you ride them?
No, not typically. There are people that maybe come across like an orphaned calf, for example, and they can put a halter and put a saddle on them. I wouldn't recommend that for everybody. I think it takes a special individual to train a bison to do that, and I know it takes a special animal to even be able to do that with them. Have I ever been hurt? Not really, just the odd when we're processing them, like when we run them through for like their annual checkups. Maybe get like a finger pinched when I'm trying to like put an ear tag in or give a treatment for them. That's basically the extent of my injuries. We have a pretty robust.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, we've got a pretty robust handling facility, so it's not only safe for us, but it's safe for the animals. Like our when we're processing, our animals don't get hurt either.
That is really, really great to know.
Yeah, because exactly, you definitely don't want to be getting hurt. You don't want to hurt them. So I feel like that's awesome to hear that there's a system in place to prevent anyone from getting hurt. You don't want that.
All right, Robert, thank you so much. TikTok is asking to see the bison because they can't see anything from where they are. So we've got our bison off the grill and we've got our mushrooms in. Check that out. Look at how beautiful that looks. It's perfectly browned. nicely crusted on the outside. And you saw how thin those were. They cooked in absolutely no time over really, really high heat. And because we also didn't rush it, we took our time.
Okay, but
it,
can we get a round of applause for the browning? Okay, that looks so good, and that's because you did not touch it a gazillion times. You just let it do its thing. It formed a delectable crust.
Yes,
that's how you get that.
So now we've got our mushrooms in. This dish is really nice because it's super fancy, but it doesn't have a lot of ingredients. It's very, very easy to make. It's literally just mushrooms, shallots, onions, and some of the marsala, of course, and some stock and cream. Very, very easy to put together. Now, I'd like to point out that this shallot is from my garden.
Do we want? Okay,
you did not say that.
Guys. I thought that we were going to sneak by with that not taking place. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And Noble is saying, "Way to go, Grill Kiki." That's right.
Thank you, friends.
Okay, so guys, are we ready for the shallots?
Yes, you may add the shallot. Actually, I may add the shallot.
We have somebody named Bretta. I think that's Bretta. Saying hi, Robert. Hello, Bretta. Welcome to the show. We're glad that you could be here with us on a Thursday. Robert's already got some fans saying hello to him. A lot of people have some really great questions coming in. Brett Johnson is saying excellent guest today.
Yes.
We're glad that you're enjoying it, Brett. That's awesome. Okay, now guys, Key got the shallots in. I'm about to chop up the garlic, but before I go in there, before I get my other hand to be all garlicky, would we like to go for a dip dive into the big bowl of questions? I could totally go for a dip dive, and then I will get onto your garlic, honey.
All right.
Let's go in there, guys. What do we got going on in the big bowl of questions today? And this question goes out to everybody watching and listening, including Robert. I want to bring Robert back for the questions. Okay, that's looking a little, we got to fill that up.
All right. I also wanted to mention how easy it is to grow shallots. If you've never grown shallots before, they take a really, really long time to grow. I started these from seed, believe it or not, in the depths of winter in my house under a grow light. They take a long time, and they just come up like a little tiny shroud of green onion, it looks like. But then before you know it, it's summertime. The time's going to go by either way. Why not grow some shallots?
I think that's beyond impressive.
Thank you.
It really is. Okay, so we have Robert back. Robert, we have a little feature in our show where guests send in random questions. And this one comes to us from Bagel Boy 64. And he is asking, what do you miss from before the internet times? Okay, so what do you miss from back when we did not have internet? It seems like internet is like a little theme today with Robert cutting in and out. Let's hope that ours stays in, because ours has a tendency to go in and out too. But guys, the question to everybody listening, what do you miss from before the internet times? Okay, it's hard to even think about a time where the internet didn't even exist. Robert,
what do you miss before the internet was a thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like I'm old enough that I grew up with, if I wanted to look something up, I couldn't just go to my phone and Google it. I had to dig out like the Encyclopedia Britannica, or I remember there was a promo when I was just little at the time. I can't even remember what grocery store chain it was, but if you bought X amount dollars worth of groceries, you got like a kid's encyclopedia. And I remember I had the whole series of these things. So I guess I was maybe a bit of a nerd growing up when I was looking back at it. But that's maybe the one thing that I guess I miss about it is it's convenient having the entire world's knowledge at our fingertips on our phones and computer screens. But sometimes I think we're maybe a bit too reliant on technology, and it is. If you want to know something, you can do like a deep dive and look it up somewhere.
Yeah, Robert, I completely agree. I don't think that's nerdy at all, and I would love to even hear if the younger generation even knows what an encyclopedia is. I feel like they'd be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. That was the one I was going to say, is like delayed gratification in any way, shape, or form.
Which sounds weird, because it's like, why would you miss that? But that is something to miss.
Yeah, I remember when you had to go, and if you wanted to learn about something, you had to go to the library and check out a book and learn about how to craft it. Learn if you wanted to learn like say crocheting, for example, you would take out a book in the library and
Which would at least bring you to like a day late that you had the thought that you wanted to learn that.
Exactly.
It's like at least a day later to get to the library.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I've got our garlic in here.
Robert, great question. Great answer to that question. We have people sending in their answers. Kathy is saying Kim would say people actually called each other on the phone. Yes, that's not really something that happens a lot either anymore. People have really chose not to really do the phone thing that much anymore, myself included. Hansy's Pit, James is saying, I miss my memory, especially phone numbers. Yes, I don't know. I can barely remember my own phone number. Honey, I literally don't even know your number off by heart.
I don't know anybody's number off by heart.
I literally don't know anyone's.
Okay, so we've got our garlic, our shallots, our...
He took that away from me. She didn't think that I was going to chop it small enough. Okay?
No, and I knew you wouldn't deliver. It's like we're on a time clock, and I'm the one who has to keep us on schedule here. Okay, so that garlic also for my garden. Just want to point out, a little more credit for Kiki here today.
Let's give it to her. Let's give it to her.
So is this time.
Okay, yeah, let's give it to her.
Thanks, guys. This thyme is also from the garden. And you'll notice I put in a tiny little desiccant thing here. If you are drying herbs from the garden, herbs have quite a bit of moisture. So even if you are using a really good dehydrator like I do, get these on Amazon. They're like $10 for like 500 of these. Toss one in and you'll have fresh herbs all winter long. So this is thyme. We're just going to add in a little bit.
Great point. We have Smokin' Joe saying, I miss going right to bed instead of surfing the internet for 2 hours and falling asleep. So true, Smokin' Joe. Does anyone just go to sleep anymore? It's like you got to ease into sleep with a little scrolly scroll. You know?
Okay, so I'm ready to deglaze.
Here we go.
With our Marsala.
TikTok, click the link in bio. Get over there.
If the temp is ready for me, okay, there we go. Look at how beautiful this is. That's what's gonna get us all those delicious bison bits that have stuck to the bottom.
And guys, she ain't skimping.
And we're gonna add in also some homemade vegetable stock. Even though it's 1,000,000 degrees here, a little tip is get your crock pot, throw some veg in and put this on the front porch or your back porch and you won't smell up the house or heat up the house in the summer.
That's a good tip. Guys, know what I would say that I miss? What is that that's happening? Why is it saying Maddie garlic? Guys, don't get me in trouble. I didn't put any garlic in here.
That's all from my garden. There will be no garlic to be had here.
Oh my goodness, that's smelling fantastic. But guys, one thing I just thought of that I would say the internet kind of ruined, tell me if you agree with this, photos.
Yes.
Okay? Does anyone flip through a photo album anymore? I feel like those are gone.
Yeah.
Because people post photos. We don't. When is the last time that you printed photos and that you actually never mind printed them, but added them into a phone or a photo album? I feel like those are done.
I feel like the internet wrecked photos in the sense that people don't even take photos for the sake of their own memories. They take them just to post them online.
Yeah, and just to be like, I was here. This is me being here.
Okay, so I'm gonna add in some heavy cream now, and then we're gonna let this simmer away and do its thing while our friend Flirty Marty here makes a beverage.
Yep, guys, it's time for Cheers to the Weekend, Thursday edition. If Barbecue Dave is, Dave is in the house, it's Thirsty Thursdays, okay? We are making a delectable cocktail. While Noble says we are salivating over here. Guys, wait, imagine if you could smell the aromas, okay? If you could smell the aromas, it would be extremely rude of us to not be sharing this this wonderful creation with you guys that we're cooking up here. We got Chef Plummy in the house. I feel like Chef Plummy can hear us from where he is. When we say cheers to the weekend, he pops in, okay? He is ready for cheers to the weekend, which, guys, here in Canada, we are approaching fall, and I'm making a cocktail that I'm calling Sweet, Sweet Summer Dreams, okay?
Ooh.
Sweet, Sweet Summer Dreams, because this cocktail is sweet. So if you love sweet, you're gonna love this. If you don't love sweet, skip it, okay? Because
who doesn't love sweet?
It is gonna be sweet. I don't love overly sweet, but I feel like everyone loves some version of sweet. Fritz Frank is saying, speaking of photo albums, I'm going to need to pull some pics out to revive Flashback Friday. Yeah, guys, we gotta do Flashback Friday again.
Yes.
Okay, Barbecue Pops approves. He approves.
Now, I just want to point out, I'm over here getting some parsley that Matt also did not chop up.
Look,
So, oh my good
guys,
heavens.
it's cheers to the weekend. It's time for cocktail time. Chef Plummy say I work in the food business, which means which means weekends equal work, and I think that also means weekends don't really exist to Chef Plummy.
Yeah.
So it's cheers to any day, okay?
It's Thursday, it's TGIT, it's wherever you want. You could have a drink on a Thursday. I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, this is what we're calling Sweet Sweet Summer Dreams. It has coconut rum in it. Need I say more? I feel like that's like the flavor of summer.
Oh,
Coconut
yes,
rum.
absolutely.
Coconut rum. This is a very quick cocktail, a very easy cocktail. You can make this in mere seconds.
Hi, Ricky. I'm from TikTok is asking where we are from. And I saw a few other people on TikTok ask where we're from. We are located in our grill studio in Port Hope, Ontario. Please let us know where you are watching from, because we always like to know that, and what time it is where you're watching. And if you're wondering who we're talking to and we're looking forward, we're live on all different platforms. If you want to see our different camera angles, you're going to have to go to YouTube or Facebook, because right now TikTok doesn't support that, but soon they will, guys.
Very, very soon. And you know what? If they don't, Barbecue Pops is going to force them into it. He is. He's making it happen.
Is it going to be legal? We don't know, but he's going to figure it out.
Look, buddy, keep that on the low, okay? Dear goodness gracious. Guys, Plummy's just coming out with some, he's just telling us how he's feeling right now, which apparently is he's hammered now, okay?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what time it is in his neck of the woods, but I would say that's probably not the time.
We're in
okay?
the same time zone. Plummy's had a liquid lunch, apparently.
Look, he's allowed. He works hard, okay? Okay, so guys, we are going in with a shot of this coconut rum. Oh my goodness gracious, buddy, take a little smell of that.
Ooh.
It smells like a coconut candy.
Ooh, that
like
smells
a liquid
really
coconut
good.
candy.
Yeah. That smells spectacular, honey.
Okay, we're going in with one shot, okay? And then, even though I said this is gonna taste super sweet, we're going in with some sugar-free pineapple juice. Coconut and pineapple were made for each other.
Yes.
Okay, and this to me is what makes it taste like a not so creamy pina colada.
Yeah.
It's like a lighter, like you know how pina coladas can sometimes be like they're very rich. They're very creamy. They're very rich. This to me is like a lighter version of that, but just as tasty. And I feel like you have to add a little one of these.
I was gonna say, if you did not have a garnish for this, I don't
No,
want
buddy,
it.
I don't do no garnish. Okay.
Yeah. We've
Let's
got
get that
Ella
in
watching
there.
from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Very cool. Hi, Ella. How are you? She's saying it's almost 2 p.m. there.
Guys, check this out. Come on. The little cocktail umbrella makes that super cute. Let's have Robert come back so he can, I want to hear if these flavors are speaking to Robert, and more importantly, what does he think about the recipe so far? Robert, are we pleasing you so far?
Absolutely. Like I'm the couple close-ups, or else during the one close-up, especially where you could hear the steak sizzle, it made me feel hungry. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna have for lunch here, and I don't think a peanut butter sandwich is gonna cut it here. So I'm gonna have to dig something out of the freezer and maybe do a burger on the grill and dress it up with some avocado or fresh tomato out of the garden.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
I don't think you could go wrong with a lunchtime bison burg. That's always going to be a great choice. I'm skip the PB&J for today after seeing all this wonderfulness taking place.
Yeah, that's the good thing about cooking with bison is you can either dress it up however you want with different herbs, spices, garlic if you're so inclined, or else you can just really just keep it basic and just use salt and pepper and just let the pure taste of it come out too, and really enjoy like the flavor profile and the mouthfeel of it.
You're speaking our language, Robert. You're so right. It's so versatile. You can add so many different flavors to it, or you can just keep it basic with some good old S&P. Now, guys, I'm going to take a little sippy sip on this. Robert, what do you think about this drink? Is this something that you think that you would enjoy?
I could probably do that after work when I get home and take my shoes off and sit on the back deck. I think I don't have umbrellas for it, but I could probably do that. I like to keep things simple. I'm more of a bourbon or a Scotch drinker myself, but that's just
Okay,
that's just
Barbecue Pops just let out a yeah to that, Robert. He approves of you saying that you're just a bourbon drinker. That's a great choice, but I would recommend if you are going to be drinking this after work, like you said, keep it to after work because she's stiff.
Wow.
She's stiff. I'm going to bring this over to the temp. Are we ready to plate up and take a little bite?
I think we're ready.
Guys, where does this hour go? That's what I would like to know.
I don't know. But look at this, guys. We're steaming away. We're cooking away. The bison is fully cooked, and it's rendering into the sauce there. Where's my wooden spoon? So the point of cooking the bison, once you add all the different liquids, is to just thicken up the sauce a little bit. So you
Goodness gracious.
You can take this down to your desired level of thickness, but to me, this looks absolutely perfect because we've got some cooked linguine here that we are going to be putting it on. Let me just get my other oven mitt here.
Guys, that's going to be so good. And you could really serve this on some rice. You could serve it on some taters. You could actually... What?
Imagine that's so full. Imagine I was like, oh.
Thank goodness there's only 2 steps to get to the counter.
Okay, don't touch it. Maddie has a habit of touching hot pans.
I don't know what. Key burns herself in the grill. I burn myself once things have come out of the grill. There's literally no excuse for that. Okay, there really isn't.
Okay, could we have gotten like a ladle? This is not going to work.
Okay, look, do we want to use this? Do we want to use some of this?
I'm going to put a couple pieces of the bison on top.
Now, guys, this sounds fancy. I'm sure when some people, if you haven't had Marsala before, Bison Marsala in particular, I think some people were probably like, this is a fancy dish. It's going to be complicated. Was that not so easy? And technically, that could be a weekday meal. Like, this could be, if you weren't gabbing and chatting and doing what we're doing today, you could get that done. You can bang that out in half an hour.
Absolutely. Sure. Absolutely, you could.
Now keep those gloves near me because I don't want to touch this, and you know I'm going to.
Okay, so we're just gonna top it with some of the mushrooms. Look at how beautiful this looks.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be incredible. Serve that with a side salad. You got yourself a feast, guys.
And
Come
then,
on.
just for a little pop of color, we're gonna top it with some fresh parsley.
Okay, but can we also say parsley isn't just for garnish? It also adds some brightness to the recipe. It makes it look wonderful too, but it also adds some nice fresh flavor.
Look at this dish, guys.
Guys, we did it.
Look at how spectacular that looks.
And when I say we, I mean Key. Okay, let's be honest. Key Bailey did this one, guys.
This one or everyone? Oh my good heavens.
Okay, let's give that a try. Place her down and give me my fork and knife, and let's give that a try, guys. I cannot wait to taste this for you guys. James is yelling out a shake and longo. Yeah, that's right. Kathy's yelling out a bravo. Noble saying classy comfort cuisine. Yes, guys, you can do this for a date night. Honey, let's just push this up a little bit with the glove.
Okay.
You could do this for a weeknight. You could do this for entertaining purposes.
You guys saw how fast that came together. If we can do it in an hour live, and never mind that, with tons of talking, this does not take an hour. If you're doing this in your own time, this is like a 20-minute dish, tops. That's what I love about it. But in the 80s, restaurants were making huge money on this dish because it doesn't take a lot of different ingredients, but a lot of restaurants charge quite a bit for a dish like this.
Because it sounds very fancy, so then you can convince people it's going to come with a fancy paycheck.
Okay, so Noble is saying make sure you feed the temp.
Yeah. Okay, guys. People are turning on they're turning back into being into the temp.
The temp was doing some fantastic angles. He was right with me with the grill today, so I think he does deserve some lunch.
Some being the key word. Now I'm going to give this a taste test. Let's have Robert back on, guys. Let's thank him for being with us on the show today and for putting on his cowboy hat indoors.
Robert, how good does this look?
That looks fantastic. Like I said before, I was getting hungry hearing all the ingredients sizzling and during the mixing process. So it looks really good. That's the one thing that I guess all the web developers need to work on is how to transmit smells through the internet now. Next.
Agreed, because it smells fantastic. It tastes delicious. Guys, get yourself a bottle of Marsala. Look, we didn't even use that much.
No.
And you can be making this dish all fall, winter long, because this is fall, winter comfort food, I feel like.
Yes, and if we can impress a bison rancher, then
I think we did our job right.
I think we did too. Robert, thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure to learn more about bison ranching and to have you on the show. We'll have to have you back again soon.
Yeah, anytime. I'm glad I could join in. Thanks for all the questions, everybody.
Thanks,
Awesome. Thank you so
Robert.
much,
This was
Robert.
so
Round of
fun.
applause
Thank you
for
so
Robert.
much, Robert. Guys, we're at time, okay? Oh my goodness, this hour has flown by. Guys, thank you so much for sending in your questions, being here with us on a Thursday. We will see you guys back here. Different day, Friday next week, and I'm already looking forward to it.
Yep. Have a fantastic Friday and a great weekend, barbecue family, and we will see you next time.
We love you guys. Bye, barbecue family.